Hey everyone, this is Julian Wong from the Binary Lab, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the best indicators for binary options trading. So you may have come across this video when you're searching on Google or any other search engine like Yahoo about what are some of the indicators you could download to improve your binary options trading. Like most people out there who are trading binary options, if you're new, you probably got involved not because you specifically went to a broker and wanted to start doing binary options trading, but because you may have come across some get-rich-quick scheme or some pop-up advertisement that showed you how binary options could be a great way to earn money, offered you some kind of a method, but after a while you thought, all these automated stuff don't work and it's probably best to do things the hard way. Or rather, it's not that hard, but what you find out that you want to do is to get a chart. So a lot of people use various things like TradingView.com. Sometimes you use NetDania, but I use NetDania as well on my cell phone when I'm out and about, or even on my tablet. I don't use that often. But one of the most popular applications out there would be MetaTrader. But the good thing is, regardless of the platform that you use, whether it's TradingView or NetDania or MetaTrader 4, you are able to use a lot of these indicators that are basically common between all three applications, because these indicators have been around since like the beginning or near the beginning of online trading. So some of these common indicators that you want to look out for would be things like the Bollinger Bands. Okay, Bollinger Bands help you to track the consolidations, the reversals, possible reversal setups, and also breakout setups. So they're good for a lot of things. When you look at Bollinger Bands, because what they do is that they contract and expand. Bollinger Bands are like a set of moving averages, basically, and a set of three averages at one time. Okay, one set at the median line, which is like a basic moving average, and then there is going to be one with is known as a deviation. Okay, it's often by default 2 deviations above or 2 deviations below. And so what you find is that when the market is moving very greatly, it's gonna, by having the additional outer sets of lines, it's going to show you more graphically the expansion of price activity and the contraction of price activity. This is a very, very useful tool. Like if you're new to trading with indicators, I suggest you just leave them on defaults. I personally like to apply 2 sets of Bollinger Bands. I like to have one set with deviation 1 and one set with deviation 2. And some people even like using a third set with deviation 3. Okay, some people find that using Bollinger Band with 3 deviations help you to correctly identify the reversals. So what I found out is that it does do some of that, but at the same time it also makes you miss out of a lot of reversals, a lot of possible setups. And also keeping in mind that in binary options trading, you don't really need a full-blown reversal just to make a profit. All you need to be able to do is to be able to catch a small little movement away from a support, and that is good enough for perhaps a 2-minute trade, a 5-minute trade, or even in some cases a 10-minute trade. The next indicator that you probably want to use is going to be the oscillator, something like the MACD. All right, MACD and also the relative strength index. These are some of the very, very popular ones. But to keep things very simple, if you're just starting out, I suggest you start a Bollinger Band and also like a RSI. Okay, so RSI by default it stands for relative strength index. By default, the period is 14 bars. Okay, and what it does is that it helps to show you whether at that given point on the chart is the particular currency pair or the particular metal that you're trading, is it overbought or is it oversold? If it's overbought, overbought means that if you correlate that with expansion of the Bollinger Bands, and with the price actually closing above the Bollinger Band, coupled with one in the above 70 zone in the relative strength index. Okay, when you load up the RSI in a chart, by default you usually have a 30 line and a 70 line. When it's above 70, you may find that it's oversold. And in my opinion, if you actually do an additional line of 90 as well, that helps you to filter out some of the false setups. Once again, you will lose out on some trade setups. You may find that it increases your accuracy, but in my opinion, if you're also in the habit of just drawing a lot of lines, that is going to, you don't really need to add a second set of lines on RSI for 90 and 10. Okay, like you could just leave them on 30 and 70, and if you want to put an added set of 10 and 90, that's fine as well. But that leads us to the next step of stuff. Okay, what you want to be able to do is to draw horizontal lines and also like diagonal lines on the chart. So you want there is a drawing tool on all these three platforms that I mentioned. Even the mobile app like of NetDania also has they call it the freehand line. There's a horizontal freehand line, and there's also the diagonal freehand line as well. So with that, what you would typically want to do is that take note of any kind of obvious shapes and formations on the charts. Take note of levels. Okay, sometimes there can be rebounds of certain prices. Okay, there will be certain points when, let's say, if this price was hit a couple of times, like 1, and then the second time it hits the same high, it could be like this, and then go like that, and it goes up again. And then when it's on the, if you saw that this level had been previously hit in the past, like over here, then when it comes here again, very likely it's going to be some kind of a resistance. So it might just stay a little bit there on the M1, M5. You see a bit more movement, but before you know it, anything comes down. So when it's up to here, look out for your RSI as well. Okay, is it in the overbought zone? If it's in the overbought zone, look out for opportunities to sell. If it's in the oversold zone, look out for opportunities to buy. And that's how you can trade some of the simple retraces. The RSI and the Bollinger Band, like I said, can also be used for breakouts and trend continuations. For example, in the Bollinger Bands, when you see the price, the candlestick closing above the 1 deviation line, like I said, I like to use 1 deviation, 2 deviation. When it closes above the 1 deviation line, many a time it's just going to waddle between 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and ride the trend. Okay, without it closing above 2 and without hitting 1 again, the trend is probably going to continue in a very, very sloping way up or sloping way down. And this has been very, very true for the past couple of weeks, due to a lot of economic uncertainties with, like, the China stock market crashing just back in January, and then also like recently the speculations on whether like the Great Britain is going to remain in the EU or is it going to come out. I mean, the Prime Minister wants to stay in, but there are also a lot of other people saying that you're better being out of it. So that also raises some tensions, and then there's a lot of uncertainty as well, that people may think that the US dollar is rising in its price, but the truth is that it's not that the US dollar is strengthening, it's just that the other pairs are relatively weakening. Okay, so the Bollinger Band can be used for breakout, like I said, when it crosses the 1 and between 2, and on the RSI, when it crosses the middle line. Okay, it's a 50 line, so it's 30, 50, and 70. When it crosses 50 going towards 70, in that small region, some people also use that as a trend continuation signal. Okay, or likewise when it's going beneath 50 towards 30, some people see that as an opportunity to follow the range down, especially if you have the Bollinger Bands doing the same thing. Draw as many lines as possible, identify channels. Another very useful tool, the fourth useful tool that I suggest that you look into, is going to be the equilateral, or should I say parallel channel lines, something like that. So those would be the lines that kind of like work as parallel. It's like a trend line, but there's going to be another parallel line that you can click and move just to encompass the whole price action. So like if it's a very big swing, you may find that your price action is going like that, but the line's like here, so you just adjust that so it goes like parallel channel, okay? And then use that to predict where the next reverse is going to be, or use that to predict where the price is going to go to after bouncing. So you can trade on trend continuations after a retrace, or reversals when it, or pullbacks when it comes to the other high. The fifth and final chart indicator that I would recommend that you look into would be the Fibonacci. Okay, the Fibonacci retracements is an extremely useful tool, and some of the most powerful levels in the Fibonacci is going to be the 123.6% and the 161.8%, and also the 261.8%. Okay, so these are the very commonly hit ones. I say the 123.6 is not as accurate, but also pretty good. But the 161.8 and 261.8 offer a lot more certainty. That would be Fibonacci used for extension. For retracements, in terms of, I mean, it's the same indicator basically. It can be used for both ways. I use it for both ways. When it hits a high, drawing it the other way, you know, you can, like, often the price when it's gonna retrace down like 38.2, so 23.6, 38.2, 50%, 61.8. These are some of the major ones. This is actually one of the more complicated indicators, and which why I also want to mention it the last. The Fibonacci retracements is one of my favorite, but it's also one of the most more challenging to understand. And it so happens that today, right after this video, in a couple of hours time, I'll be doing a Binary Lab newbies charting class. So I'll be teaching newbies of the Binary Lab on how to use some of these indicators that I've talked about, and how to draw the lines, and how to correctly use Fibonacci. So this is a program that I do every couple of months, just because, like, you know, some people may have joined at a different point of time, and just more relevant to the current market situation. The current market situation, like I said, have been in a certain way. So I'll be teaching my students on how to use these indicators collectively, plus a few other indicators that I actually give out for free to all members of the Binary Lab, to actually make your trading more profitable, and to make you feel more confident when you do it as well. So if you're not already part of the Binary Lab, what are you waiting for? There's a link down beneath this video. At this point of time, membership is free to join as long as you follow the conditions in that link. We will be charging memberships quite soon, so I hope you get in before that, and join our happy community of, you know, caring and sharing information on trading. And it's down below, thebinarylab.net/join-binary-lab. See you on the inside. Bye.